A few years ago, I tried to learn how to code, and I gave up. I thought coding was only for smart people, like some secret language only geniuses could understand. I tried reading a programming book, but it was filled with weird symbols and confusing words that made no sense. So, I quit. But then, I discovered a simple way to learn coding, without frustration, without confusion, and without spending months stuck on the basics. And today, I'll show you exactly how you can start coding, even if you have zero experience. Let's go! Most beginners make the same mistake. They focus on learning everything at once. That's like trying to learn 5 languages at the same time. You'll get overwhelmed and quit. Instead, the key is to start with just one language. And for beginners, the best choice is Python. It's simple, beginner-friendly, and used in everything from websites to AI. The goal? Learn just enough to start writing real code, not memorize a million rules. You don't need to install fancy software to start coding. You can literally do it right now. Step 1. Open your web browser and go to replit.com. Step 2. Click New Python Project. You're now coding in less than 60 seconds. Step 3. Type this. Print. Hello, world. And hit enter. Congratulations, you just wrote your first line of code. See? Not so scary. The fastest way to learn coding? Build real things. Most people waste time memorizing syntax, but the real way to learn is through projects. Start with something simple. A calculator, a to-do list, or even a basic game. If you focus on building real things, coding stops being abstract. It becomes something useful. You don't need to code for 5 hours a day to get good. Just 20 minutes a day is enough. Why? Because small, consistent practice beats cramming. Instead of marathon sessions, commit to coding just 20 minutes daily. By the end of a month, you'll have built real things, and it'll feel effortless. Most people think you need a coding degree. You don't. There are free websites that teach you everything. Here are the best ones. freecodecamp.org. Best for hands-on learning. CS50 by Harvard Free. A world-class beginner course. W3schools.com. Best for quick tutorials. Replit.com. Best for coding practice in your browser. With these, you'll never need to pay for a coding course again. Most beginners struggle because they copy code without understanding it. It's like memorizing math answers without knowing how to solve the problem. Instead, every time you copy a piece of code, try explaining what it does in your own words. If you can't explain it, you don't fully understand it yet, and that's where the real learning happens. Every coder, even experts, gets errors. The difference? They know how to fix them fast. Here's the trick. When you get an error, copy the message and paste it into Google. Most of the time, you'll find an answer in seconds. Coding isn't about knowing everything. It's about knowing how to find answers. The hardest part of learning to code isn't coding. It's staying motivated. Here's the fix. Find a project you actually care about. If you're into gaming, code a simple game. If you love sports, build a stats tracker. The more personal the project, the more excited you'll be to keep learning. Want to turn coding into a career? You don't need a degree. You need a portfolio. A portfolio is a collection of projects that prove you can code. Build 3 small but impressive projects, upload them to GitHub, and you'll already stand out. Hiring managers don't care about what you studied. They care about what you built. Ever get stuck on a coding problem? Before you ask for help, try the rubber duck trick. Here's how it works. Explain your problem out loud, as if you're talking to a rubber duck. When you're forced to say the problem clearly, your brain often finds the solution on its own. Sounds silly, but it works. You might be wondering, do I really need to learn coding? Here's the truth. Coding is the new literacy. Even if you don't become a developer, coding teaches problem-solving, logic, and automation, skills that help in any job. It's like having a superpower in today's world. Most people quit coding because they think it's too complicated. But if you follow this approach, starting small, building projects, and coding for just 20 minutes a day, it stops being scary. Learning to code is like learning a language. At first, it's weird, but once you practice, it becomes second nature. And at the end of the day, learning to code is simple, actually.